how sweet it is to be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, your buddy pal, HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. I am pumped. I am excited beyond measure for today's guest. It's been far too long. He's been off in a galaxy far away doing all sorts of cool stuff. But he took some time to hyperdrive himself back to our end of the galaxy. We have Toy Chess Quest in the house today. I'm so excited to have him here. So, of course, if you have any questions about anything that he's doing, links for him will be down below in the description. His Instagram handle will be down below when he comes on the stream. And, of course, give him a like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But if you're new here on HeyArcher Live, we hang out, relax. We pretty much just nerd out. And even though toys are around and toys are in his name, we're definitely going to talk about other stuff. So if there's things that you want to talk about, make sure to throw it in the chat. Also, if you've got a YouTube, a podcast, a live stream, a newsletter, a blog, a vlog, anything of the sort, make sure throw it in the chat. Follow one another, support one another, plug yo shit. Now today, it's a continuation of last week. Actually, we have Hudson Whiskey New York. That's what we're drinking today. If you got something going on your end, put it down below in the chat. We'll try to keep spoilers away from conversation. I'm up to date on She-Hulk. Let me know down below what you thought of this week's episode. If you've not seen it, don't worry, we won't spoil this week's. But if there's other things you guys want to talk about too, DC, Marvel, Disney, whatever, throw it in the chat. I think his camera cut out. I'm sure he'll be back soon, but we'll test it out anyway, because without further ado, let's see if the man, the myth, the legend, Toy Chest.
I hope it works.
We hear you.
We're here.
We hear you, but the camera vanished.
I got my reminder for the show, and then
kicked you out.
There? No, man.
No. So you know what I'll do? I'll remove you.
Let me try this.
Then...
Let me see. It popped up on my thing for a second, but nope. Okay, remove me. Send me a link, and we'll get back in.
There you go. That's the thing with Ecamm Live, which is the app that I use. It is very finicky. It's very finicky. Let's see. Let's try this. There he is, and boom,
yeah!
We are in the house.
It was actually my Twitch reminder for this show to kick me out of here. So
that's hilarious. Hey, I appreciate that. Another round of applause for you on that. And of course, for all of you, if you do have something going on, I think you should cheers it to the man, the myth, the legend, Toy Chess Quest himself. Pour yourself just a little bit of vodka. I poured a little bit too high.
Beer. And back at all of you, I'm just drinking a little bubbly.
It's awesome. Dude, it's been too long. It's been too long since you've been on the show. You've had a lot going on. First of all, how you been? How you feeling? I know you said you were sick this week.
Yeah, I've been real sick. Today's the first day I haven't felt like I was absolutely dying. So that's been nice. So I was really excited because I did not want to cancel on you. And I was like, as long as I can talk, make it through, I'll chug one of the Rocks energy drinks, and I think I'll be good to go. So far, so good.
Pretty soon, the veins will be coming out of your side of your head, your eyeballs, all that stuff.
Yeah, you'll just tune in one week. I won't have a neck anymore.
Yeah,
and,
I love that. So before we nerd out in conversation, I like to say this is your chance. Just tell the people who you are in case they forgot, in case they need a reminder. Who is Toy Chess Quest?
We probably need a reminder because I've been very busy, so I haven't been posting a ton of videos or pictures or much of anything. So I Toy Chess Quest. I love to do toy hunts, toy photography. I collect mostly, I'd say, NECA Turtles, AEW, do a little bit of the WWE stuff, mostly the Ultimates. I just actually, I'm going to post a video coming this weekend. I
Mhm.
actually finally dove into the Jurassic Park figures because I
Whoa.
ran into a huge sale last week. And I'd been trying not to get into any other scale other than like 6 inch, but
Mhm.
man, I just went crazy on a bunch of those and like, oh, so that's an upcoming video. But yeah, mostly I do toy hunts and stuff like that. I like to do reviews, but I haven't done them in a long time. And but yeah, so check me out on there. Check me out on Instagram, and I always like to follow people back. So just let me know.
Yeah, I love that. It is a lot. It's one of those things where, you want to make videos on one topic, but you also have so many other passions. And it's like, how do you choose which one to do, which one to consistently do, what to take time away from to do this thing? It's crazy.
I'm so jealous of anyone who's really focused and has like one thing they make videos on.
I was
Oh
about to
my
say,
gosh.
our friend sleeping here,
Yeah,
somehow.
there's one of the busiest, hardest working dudes in the game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. And there goes Sal as well. Um, and then, of course, here at Nerd Affiliated, in case anybody's new, we've got podcast reviews, videos from Sal over here, actually, who does a lot of reviews for us and Anthony. So lots of fun stuff here. But yeah, without them, kind of going back to that topic, I don't think I could do videos on every single thing because you only
Oh.
have so much time.
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those things with all this. I mean, you try to even just get into like a little bit of something from a toy thing, and it's like it's hard to go past and just not fall way beyond the iceberg and get like every AEW figure,
Yeah.
like that kind of thing. Where you're like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna get a couple, and it'll be fun. And then it's like, oh, I gotta have the best friends now, and I've gotta have I gotta have all of the Dark Order, and you're getting characters you were like, I didn't even know who this was 4 months ago, and you're like, I can't live without this guy now.
Well, it's funny, even like behind you, like you have a ton of AEW on display. And that was a line that I only started collecting because my cousin wanted it. So I would get him stuff.
Nice.
And then all of a sudden I found myself grabbing wrestling figures and the collection just built up.
Yeah, for me, that was the one where I'd gotten back into wrestling through AEW. So I started, I think I got like a random Triple H figure, and then I was into AEW already. So I was like, here we go.
Yep.
So I just started getting those like like just cartloads and just, here we are.
It's funny, actually. The first so behind, I don't even know, is that Hangman Page behind you next to the sign? Is that a chase?
I've got
Other side.
Oh, it's not it's the new unmatched one. It's not the Walmart one. It's the regular one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is one I'm actually sitting there because I'm gonna try to bust it out tomorrow, take a picture of.
Nice.
Yeah, it comes with like all these different beers and stuff. It's wild. I love it.
That's awesome.
So funny.
He was the first figure I bought. I had
oh, nice.
I found the chase from the whatever wave that was, where he has the chaps and like just like the black underwear, and found that, sent it to my cousin, found another one, and I was like, I'll hang on to it, who knows. And then I found myself, anytime I found an AEW chase, like if I sent him one and I found an extra one, I'd hang on to it, just if somebody ever wanted it. And now most of them live with Billy Nichols, who's been on the show. I traded with him for a couple of things, those chases. So they're in a good home.
Yeah, I remember even before I got into those figures, remembering like that first wave was like fire. And I remember watching actually Sleeping Collectibles was just looking for those. I remember texting him a couple of times just being like, hey, are these the ones you're looking for? Because I'd run into just random figures and it almost became a joke because I would only run into that one figure that everyone saw forever.
Yeah.
And just, oh my gosh. So
if I remember, I'll put a link down below for everybody for Sleeping Collectibles. Make sure to give him a follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You guys actually like cross paths like in the night a lot of times. Like your toy hunting radiuses kind of overlap in certain areas.
Yeah, there's 100% chance if I am planning on going to a toy show in Pittsburgh and then I cancel, he goes. It's like that kind of thing. Or like I'll go to Target and I'll be like, hey man, I saw on your video you're looking for this. And he's like, I was just there yesterday. It's just that kind of a thing where we've just missed each other a couple of times in a few places, and just, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got that. It's that we live near. At least I think it's a little bit more of a drive for him, but I'm very close to Morgantown, West Virginia, and that's where I like to toy hunt a lot because it's just real chill.
Yeah, I've heard him mention that town, Morgantown. And to answer your question, Sal, yes, a chase is the rare or the variant. And what's cool about AEW, which is mostly what you'll see behind Toy Chest there, is on the boxes, they'll even tell you like one of 3,000 or one of 4,000 versus the WWE ones, or WWF, as a lot of us old schoolers know. They don't tell you on the box it's a rare one. It's just the color scheme will be different. And that's something I like about AEW. Is not only do they tell you that it's a rare like chase and it's like in your face, but also there tends to be something different outside of just color scheme. Like I think WWE, it's just like I'm thinking of Eddie Guerrero. Like the new one, I think green pants is regular, but like black pants is chase, or is it reverse? I might have that confused.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, I think you're
something like that. But luckily for people like you and myself, it's only like the wrestling that has that kind of thing. Like Marvel, G.I. Joe. I don't think Jurassic Park has chases, do they?
No. The only other thing I could think of is those. I think that the Jazzware Fortnite figures. They're both Jazzwares, the AEW figures too. I've ran into a couple of those chase figures for the. They have like there's different ones. There's like an unvaulted sticker, and then there's like another one that's like limited edition, and it has a number like the AEW figures do. But like I said, those are Jazzware as well. I've never actually ran into any of the AEW chase figures.
Really?
Oh my gosh! And a couple of weeks in a row now, I've gone into Walmarts around here, and they have stocked these old waves, and I'm talking about a box load.
Yeah.
I went through like that Dark Order wave the other day. I think I went through 60 figures at my local Walmart that they are never going to get rid of because they've waited way too long to put out, and not a single chase in that whole load. I was like, oh man,
that's
hilarious. I thought this was the one. But I'd say the rarest one I have is I have one of the Shop AEW figures. I've got the Kenny Omega, which they've done. They did on the through the website and through live events, I guess. And I think those are limited to 1,000 each or something like that.
Oh, wow.
But they've done Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, and John Moxley now. But those are pretty cool too. The only difference with those that I'm not crazy about is they're not like the other ones where they've done a bunch of paint stuff. It's more or less they've made like a T-shirt for the character.
Oh,
so like it's like, oh, it's the same one as that other that we've seen 1,000 times, but he's got a T-shirt on. But the packaging is really cool, and it's like really custom to each of the like wrestlers and stuff. So I really like the presentation.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And if you can get it on Shop AEW, they'll ship it in like a protector and stuff, and it's not too much more really. So
that works
totally
out.
Worth it.
So the other thing I was gonna say, you know, behind you have mostly wrestling figures. You have the wrestling set up on your right, our left, as far as like for photography and all of that. But there also is a little Star Wars helmet over there from shoot, is that Bo-Katan?
Yeah, actually just came in the mail. It was one of those things that ordered so long ago I totally forgot about it. And then like got this big package and then it was like, and then it was like, oh yeah. It was like one of those like Christmas morning kind of things. It was like such a long ago pre-order, but and that was one of those things I probably would have even canceled if I realized it, but I'm glad I didn't because it's actually turned out really nice. I just took it out today. Let me grab it real quick.
Yeah.
And it looks really small, but it actually fits my big head, which I was shocked about.
You know, that's the issue I'm having with the Lightning collection. The Power Ranger helmets, they're too small. But that looks good.
Oh, yeah. I'd heard they were small, so I didn't get any of those. Man, I was so tempted on a couple of them, though. But the only helmets I really have, I've got the Poe helmets. I've got an old Rex helmet from the animated Clone Wars.
Ooh, wow.
And then I've got, I got that at yard sale for $10. I was shocked. Yeah, it's pretty neat, too. Yeah. And then I got the Boba Fett from the Boba Fett show, too. I didn't put any batteries in this or anything, but I'll put it on real quick.
There you go. Look at that. Live show for all of you. Wow. You didn't even have to put like force. That just slid on there.
Yeah, and it looks really small too. So I was shocked. I was like, well, this is going to be just for display.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to like put it on and start any kind of revolution or anything anytime soon. So.
I mean, I don't think anybody would stop you if you did, honestly. It's you mentioned even canceling. I actually canceled this week my Lord Dragon helmet from Power Rangers. Because I have now. So my friend Joel, actually, he was the first person to get me into the helmet game. He doesn't collect anything, but he, for Christmas one year, saw the Iron Man Punisher helmet and was like, oh, I think, Archer would like that. So he got that for me. And then I think the year after or 2 years after, during COVID, he comes for that Christmas and gives me the Boba Fett, not the newer one, the older one that had all the battle damage and stuff from like Return of the Jedi.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, holy crap. I was like, this one's actually like a hard one to get. And now, I got Vader back there. I started going down into Power Rangers, but I ultimately canceled Dragon because I'm like, I keep buying helmets and just putting them in storage now. Like I only have the one area at the moment. So I'm like, do I buy stuff, put it in storage? Cause like, hopefully one day I can have all the helmets or like but then everything's so expensive now. I'm like, I kind of want to save that money for these damn things that are like now triple the price like they used to be,
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't notice that. Speaking of chases,
I'd gotten. Oh, nice.
I should have thought about that. Like, so Sal, back to your question. Like, this is Lex Luger. It's a chase because the trunks are orange. The regular one, the trunks are black, and it's little things like that they do in the WWE side. Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, no, it's okay. I actually completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, I have the Chelsea Green basic chase back here too. And you can see, this is the chase, and then this was the regular. And it's pretty much the exact same figure. Just honestly, the black I think should have been the regular one, and this should have been the chase. But
that makes more sense.
I think But the cool thing about the chase figures for these are you can just get them on ringside. I think I got this with $1 or $2 more, and basics are like, oh my gosh, like $9. So it wasn't like hardly anything.
Mm-hmm. So Sal here saying NetherRealm had a limited release bust of MK11 Sub-Zero and Scorpion, but the faces are empty. Why wouldn't they just make it a helmet? Yeah. I don't know if there are any like Mortal Kombat wearables things, like Sub-Zero mask or a Kano eyepiece. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, Raiden hat. Oh,
Raiden
man.
Hat.
Yeah, Kano eyepiece. That would be so cool.
Yeah. Man,
there's a whole Halloween costume market that is untapped here.
We just whoever owns it at this point, Mortal Kombat, just send us the check. Actually,
you could do those fake sleeves, give you the Jax arms. That would be so cool. Look like you had metal arms. Oh,
you just reminded me of something I had probably blanked out in my head because of childhood trauma. Not really, but so I come from a super religious family. And Halloween was never allowed ever. Like it was just the devil's day. You're not doing it. And my parents will hate me for saying this on live air, but I'm still going to say it. So every year for Christmas in my Halloween at my elementary school, they did a Halloween parade. And you'd go to the gymnasium and it was just the students. It wasn't like for family. And I guess family could come if they wanted to, but it was during the day, like on Halloween. And your grade, all the grades would be on the bleachers, and then every class takes turns like going around the gym, like showing off the costumes, and you'd be like, oh, like cool costume, whatever. And every year I had to sit on the bleachers because I didn't have a costume. But one year, my dad convinced my mom to actually let me do it. And they were like, if you have a costume that you're just gonna make, you can go do the thing. And that, now that I think about it, that was probably my first cosplay because I like in the house was just like, all right, I got to figure out like what I could get to do whatever. And I was like, oh, I'll be Jax. And I cut sleeves off of a black t-shirt. And I think I took like cardboard boxes to like wrap around my arms. It probably looked so terrible, but
oh, that rules.
You saying that, I was just like, holy shit, I forgot all about that.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be great.
Oh.
Yeah, an eyepiece. But yeah, the Jax arms, oh man. That'd be sick. You just took me
Yeah.
back.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so fun. Oh, I love that.
Do you remember like what your first like costume ever was? If you did Halloween when you were a kid?
Oh, we were always real big into Halloween. I did a whole bunch of them. Like I know I did one of the first ones was like I know my mom did like a real elaborate Beetlejuice on me when I was a kid, and I
Oh
scared the
wow.
crap out of myself. Then the next night I was like, I think I was like Mickey Mouse. The next night it was like
Yeah.
one of those things. I was like, if I'm that scary guy again, and if I have to see myself like that, I don't know what I'll do.
Yeah.
But then I know like I was famously I don't know why when the year Ace Ventura came out, I wasn't Ace Ventura, but I was Dan Marino, the football player. I never watched football ever, like famously as a kid. Like all my
That's
family was into it.
hilarious.
I never watched it. But I was like, he was pretty cool in that movie. So people were like, "Are you the football player?" I was like, yeah, the one from Ace Ventura.
Yeah. All right. Chat like can we agree that that's probably the greatest Halloween kids costume ever? Like the kid who
Oh,
dressed up as Dan Marino from specifically Ace Ventura, not because of Halloween, not because of football whatsoever.
oh, and then my mom did like a football on my cheek, like because everyone was getting makeup. I was like, I have to have the famous makeup that the
Yep.
football player has. And she's
Yep.
like, I'll do football. And every single person thought it was like a kiss, and I was like that, like probably 6 or 7 years old. So everybody's like, you're the football player who got a kiss on the cheek. So I was like so embarrassed, and I was just like red faced. Oh, Halloween's like, ugh. Nobody gets my costumes, which was pretty much the rest of my life.
Well, have you ever cosplayed for like a Comic-Con or anything like that?
Um, Not super hard. I know I did like a light cosplay where I did like the Matt Smith Doctor Who,
Okay.
and I did like the fez and the bow tie and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And a lot of people thought I was Pee Wee Herman, so you can see how this goes. I have a
Yeah.
plan, and then it just
Yeah, that's the best part. Like I think so. I had a friend that finally agreed to go to Comic-Con with me. They went to a small one up here in Massachusetts, but I convinced him and his now wife. I don't know if they're married at the time actually, but I convinced them to come with me to Rhode Island Comic-Con, which Sleeping actually is supposed to come to this year. It's my personal favorite. I haven't been there in a couple of years, but I don't know why. Like, there's just an energy about Rhode Island Comic-Con that like almost beats New York, but I count kind of New York as its own separate thing. It's just so massive and it's almost like a family reunion because I'm from New York, so I know a lot of people there. But Rhode Island, there's something special about it. So my friend decided to dress up as Val Kilmer from the movie Felon. If you've ever seen it, in case anybody listening has not seen Felon, you should. It's Val Kilmer and bad guy from Blade, the first one. I feel like Christoph is like in the name somewhere, but Val Kilmer is like this lifer in jail, and he's like the guide to this other guy who newly gets put in jail. And he did the yellow jumpsuit like from prison. He got glasses and did fake neck tattoos like Val Kilmer had. And somebody in our friends group was Steven Dorff. That's who it was. Thanks, Sal. Somebody in the friends group was like, nobody's going to know who you are. And I was like, correct. Most people will not, but I guarantee you that one person who's like, holy shit, you're Val Kilmer from Felon, that's going to make your whole goddamn day. And sure enough, it was like towards the end, one random guy was there with his kids. Definitely like the kids made him go, like he didn't want to be there. And he was like, fuck yeah. He's like, I love that movie. And my friend was just like, won the lottery. He was like, yeah. Like, you know.
oh, that rules.
Yeah. So do it, man. Do it some more if you can.
Yeah, I'd love to actually do it up. My wife and I have always wanted to actually like do up some cosplays for a
Mm-hmm.
convention or something, but
Yeah.
just it's just the commitment of it all,
It
and then
is,
just
yeah.
oh my gosh. And then we're such like we love Halloween and decorating
Yeah.
and all that stuff, but then it's like we can't ever come up with a costume, and then we're like scrambling last minute, and then I end up like 9 times out of 10 I'll do something just super just this done a million times. By the
Yeah.
time it's over, I'm like, all right, I'll just be Wolverine again, like that kind of a thing where
Yeah.
it's just like I just throw in the towel the last couple hours.
I think you're fine as long as it's not like you're choosing a last minute. It's like the most popular thing in the last like 6 months, like Eddie from Stranger Things. Like I'm pretty sure that's going to dominate this year. So
that'll be the one. Oh
that's
yeah,
to be the one. Yeah.
I haven't even watched that yet. Like we're still catching up.
Yep.
But I'm fully aware of that popularity of that character,
Yep.
that one song, and him on
Yep.
top of a bus for some reason. And that's about the extent of it.
Yeah, and I won't say any more. I will not say any more. But yes, it's gonna be. I mean, my TikTok. Again, TikTok is freaking creepy as hell. I don't know how to do it. What show actually was talking? Oh, Evil on CBS. Great show. If anybody gets a chance, I forget the guy's name, but Luke Cage is the main character.
Oh, that guy rules.
Yeah.
What is his name? Yeah, that'll drive me crazy now.
It's one of those like it was just in front of my head, and then I just like lost it. Anyway, he plays a priest, and they do exorcisms, and it's a super underrated show. Like I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but Evil on CBS, definitely watch it. Similar to Black Mirror, there are episodes where they take like modern, pop culture things and incorporate it somehow to being something evil. And they did one on a TikTok. There was a TikTok type thing that was possessing people. And I was like, it's true. Like you literally will talk about something to somebody else. And not only is it a Google advertisement, but you'll see a TikTok video about it. And it's like, how do you do that? I'm not even using the same email on both these things. And they somehow know.
Oh, it's wild. Mike Coulter? Is that
Mike
the guy's
Coulter. Name? There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that technology that really freaks me out is I'll be like, we need to get this for the animals. And it's not anything I've ever Googled. And then you just go on like Instagram or Facebook and it's like the third ad down. You're like, what? How is this on here? But, well, I'm here. I guess I'll buy it.
And actually, you mentioned Jurassic Park. Bryce Dallas was on Black Mirror. That was my very first episode. That's the first one I ever saw where social media was like currency. Like how popular you were got you access to more things in life than the next person.
Oh, that show's so good.
Yeah. So talk to me about that. You mentioned that you started collecting Jurassic Park. Is that your new, like you're out on a hunt specifically to find Jurassic Park, or now it's just like, if I happen to see it, I'm definitely stopping in that section?
It's more, I'll probably peep this section a little bit longer than I normally would, follow the news a little bit, which I really wasn't before. And the deal was I was collecting, was it the Amber collection? Is that the 6-inch ones they were doing?
Yep.
And they were really not delivering. They were nice figures, but it was just in the sense that they weren't really putting a lot out. Like oh my gosh, so the Raptors from that are awesome. And I use them for all kinds of photos and stuff. So if you ever come across those on sale, pick those up. But it was one of those things where they were like, so many limitations because like they're never going to make a 6-inch scale T-Rex for this. It doesn't cost like $500.
Right.
So then it was like they canceled that line, I think a couple months ago or maybe longer. And they moved into these. Let me grab these real quick. These Hammond figures, which more or less they've just really beefed up what they've been doing with the littler ones. And I really dug what I saw with these. Was the actually I got the Ian Malcolm for like $1.25, I think, at Target. It was one of those things where you're like, yeah, I heard these were on sale, let's get it just to see. Whoop, whoop. Threw it right in the cart, just like not even thinking about it. And then from there I was like, let's see who else is on sale. So like more or less any of the Hammond collection I'm really into so far. I've got a couple random ones that aren't from that you can definitely tell they're like, this is more a basic toy. It's very much like if you're familiar with the WWE line, the basic WWE figures to like an ultimate figure. It's like that kind of a jump. You're like, oh, this is probably more intended for play. This is intended more for someone like us who's going to take photos with it, stuff like that. But there's also like, I'm new to this, so I'm learning it. So there's different tiers of the Jurassic figures too. And there's also the Legacy line, which is like very cool, good quality, but just not as posable. I got a couple of things from that, but they've got a lot of cool vehicles is where they really got me on that. Like they've got like the classic Jeep, and then you can get I think some of the other ones they had, but like some of that stuff is really, really cool too.
Yeah.
So I'm really anxious to actually bust some of this out and photograph it this weekend is the plan. So I haven't got to shoot any of it, but it'll be fun to do a different scale too, because I'm so used to the 6-inch stuff.
Right. And it's funny, like even as you were saying that, out like so General Kenobi, I know he collects some vintage Star Wars line as well. He's big into collecting the ships now, and
Oh,
it's as you were saying that, I was thinking, I was like, oh, Jurassic Park might be that figure line that the 6-inch or 1/12 scale, as they say, wouldn't be the most popular because you can't get all the dinosaurs, right? So maybe Jurassic Park is a hit at that 1/18 scale or, whatever it may be. So that way you can have a 2 scale T-Rex to photograph with a John Hammond or whatever the main character was that you just had there, or Ian Malcolm, like that probably makes sense. And that's why those probably would sell more than a 6-inch.
yeah, I think it works. It does that double thing too, where it's like a kid can be like, "Oh, this rules! I get a T Rex, a toy, like a dude, and a car." And then
Mm.
for us, it's like, "Oh, this is going to be perfect! I get a T Rex, a dude, and a car for the perfect photo slash pose." So,
But hang on. Let's be serious. They need to stop making toys for these little kids. F those kids. It's us. We're the ones every week, 3-4 times a week in that section, like grabbing stuff every single time. That's us.
yeah, it's rare. I do feel like earlier, like in the toy hunting game, I would run into more like other people, but it seems more and more I'm just like, oh, it's all people my age in here. Okay, cool. I better hurry up and get what I want because they may understand what this is, like that kind of a thing.
I love
Oh
that.
crap, that guy's that guy's in the wrestling section. That's what always happens to me now, where I'll like stand and I'll just stand a couple aisles back and just like creepily wait for someone else to finish going
That
through and
moment
picking
when you
off
walk
stuff.
into an aisle and you see another grown ass man and you're just
Bo,
like,
Bo.
it's freaking just.
Oh, the worst is like when you see them with on their phone and you're like,
Yeah.
price and stuff. I'll tell you, Funko Pops. I almost more
Mm.
than anything, I see people pricing those out, which you can't blame them. And oh my god, every store is riddled with the darn things. So take all that you want.
Yeah.
I love them still, and I still get oh my gosh, probably 4 or 5 a year at this point. But
I mean,
that's light.
shout out to the people who still do Funkos. I mean, the Popping Couple on YouTube, great content. They are out there. This week's video I watched, he was at Hot Topic at 1 in the morning. No, 4 in the morning. I want to say he was outside the mall in line to wait for Hot Topic to open because they got some chases of some pops. He was not the only person in line. There was like a long ass line of people in line to get those chases at this random Hot Topic. I'm assuming Long Island because he lives in New York, and as a kid, Hot Topic wasn't in the 5 boroughs, so he had to travel.
Oh
And I'm like, holy crap! Like Funkos are still hot after all this time. It's crazy.
man, and that's one of those things that like right when those really took off, everyone was like, "Well, here's the new Beanie Babies. Just get ready for these to start
Yes.
filling up the shelves." And like, I mean, we're like, they've got to be like what 20, 15, 20 years into those things at
Yeah.
this point, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's that one collectible that got that trick where they were like, "Oh, guess what? We can do literally anything and
Anything.
everything." And then there's things that would never ever get a figure in a million years that have a Funko Pop, and
Mm-hmm.
that's like the magic and glory of Funko Pops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look,
Oh,
I've got the Haunted Mansion as a Funko
nice.
Pop. That's
It's
wild.
yeah. Yeah. They're just like, oh, that thing that yeah, now it's a Funko. Now essentially it's chibi. It's like in anime they have the chibi stuff. Like that's what that is. But I was gonna say, General Kenobi was giving you a shout out for the helmet there.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah, Kenobi, go back, watch the replay from the beginning. He already put it
yeah.
on and all that stuff.
It's really good. I just got it today and just busted it out. It's really those helmets Black Series stuff is very nice.
Yeah, it's money, and that's where I think they should even have a new line. Like, don't even call it Black Series, just call it something different. That they have the helmets separate from
Yeah, even just
the
like
figures.
do like something, some kind of a replica, something. Or I think Master Replicas is already taken, but
Mm-hmm.
just something along that kind of a line. Because boy, they're top notch. I mean, you really,
Mm-hmm.
unless you're like one of those people who excessively wants to like 3D print and build something yourself or pay like hundreds of dollars for something. I mean, you're not going to do any better than that. That's
Yeah.
awesome for like it was like $100, something like that. So
for sure. I was gonna say also to the bottom on your right, is that a Super 7 shipper? There?
Yeah, it's actually empty. I was keeping the box because I like the the
Oh,
logo for the
nice.
New Japan.
Yeah.
I wanted to use for some photos, so I actually just kept the box around. But yeah, yeah.
It's
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with these Super Sevens.
oh my god. Actually, wait. I'm gonna switch back to your camera because on the bottom of your left, our right, you have the always ready Matt Cardona there, and I forget the other guy's name. Who those Super 7
Brian
figures.
Myers.
There you go.
Yeah, these are the ones.
Wild.
Actually, I didn't end up pre-ordering these because there were a lot of the original pre-order. But then like I bought a set and they were way cheaper. And then I was going to a thing to meet them and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to have them sign. And then I was looking up just the price of their figures, and these were actually towards the lower half. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this would look kind of nice on a shelf.
Yeah. Super
And
7
they
is.
actually, oh, sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. No, you're good.
Oh, I was gonna say they actually just announced the second wave of those figures, and they are
Yes.
really awesome. They're way more expensive because there's a lot more deco on them and stuff.
Yeah.
But it seems like it was well worth the money, and they know their audience. They know we'll pay for a little bit nicer of a figure. I'm okay with that.
Well, even all the costs of all our stuff going up, like I saw that wave, the second wave, and I was just like, I was like, first of all, I've never watched a match. I found one on YouTube the other day and I watched part of it, but I'd never seen a match with him. But I know him as one of the guys who was in WWE, got kicked out, made his own path, is now killing it in the game, similar to a Cody Rhodes as far as my, outsider perspective goes. And I was like, Super 7, damn, those figures, Super 7 just kills it on everything. And I tried my best to stay out of it. Again, damn you, Billy Nichols, for getting me into Super 7. The first thing I got was Thundercats. And now I'm like trying to get everything. Like I have Lemmy on pre-order. I almost got that Matt Cardona that you had there. I have the Conan Barbarian up there. It's just Super 7 just on their own are just amazing. But I'm like, another line I have to get into. My wallet
Well, then
can't
they're
handle
doing
it.
what we were just talking about with Funko, where they were like, they figured out a way to be like,
Yeah.
oh, we can make a line of figures that has
Mhm.
Disney characters
Yep.
and Matt Cardona and Conan the Barbarian and the Toxic Avenger and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
they're all in the same size. And oh my gosh,
Mhm.
whew, good times.
And depending on which line you're getting, you almost have a more cartoon accurate. Like the Ren and Stimpy ones. Like I stopped myself. For Ren and Stimpy and Simpsons, even though I really, really wanted them. I stopped myself, but I'm like, holy shit! Like these are actually like show accurate versus
Oh,
another line who may produce them.
those Simpsons ones are so good. I want to get some of those so bad. But I'm the same where I'm like, I already got a couple of the Disney ones, and I'll get
Yep.
all these major wrestling figure ones for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And just, oh my gosh, it'll
And you're
be one of
talking,
those things. And then the New Japan ones,
yeah,
because I mean, and that's cool. That's who makes the New Japan figures. It was just one of those things where I didn't know a lot about New Japan. They did the AEW crossover, so I got
Mhm.
into a lot of those guys, and was like, well, who makes their figures? I'm like,
yeah,
it was like, yeah. And my wallet was like,
no. Actually, I have one more question about what's behind you. The top shelf, are those all Cody Rhodes, the blue box
oh my
ones?
gosh. Yeah, so what happened
Why do you
was
have so many Cody Rhodes?
some of them, actually, it's only these 5 are the Cody Rhodes, I think. Yeah.
Only these
So
5.
it was half of them are the variants, and the other half are the regular one. I
Yep.
wanted one of each to open to display,
Yep.
one of each to save, to
Yep.
maybe get one of them signed one day.
Yep.
And then I ended up getting one on sale for like
yeah.
$4 or $5, and I was like, I'm not gonna leave that on the peg.
can't
I'll
do
just
that.
donate it at Christmas or something.
Yep.
Like, just hold on to it for that kind of a purpose, or do a giveaway maybe.
Mm-hmm. That's hilarious. That's
Yeah,
absolutely
I have a few extra AEW figures like that. Like I know I got a Miro for like $4 at a Walmart, like after the last holiday sales and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just will like grab some random stuff. I'm like, man, at least I'll do a giveaway or a donation at the least with this. Oh my gosh.
Exactly. It's funny, even thinking about like us as a community of like toy hunters. General Kenobi, who was on last week, who, again, shout out General Kenobi's Bunker. Thank you so much for dealing with me cutting out and you having to continue the show. I didn't even know he watched TPC, the popping couple. And it's like so many of us watch each other's content and sometimes don't even know that everybody's watching each other's content. Like, it's just such a good feeling to know.
Yeah, that rules.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So actually, I get, because time flies, we're already at 9:00. Well, I'll just quickly. Actually, I have one thing I have to ask you about first, before I talk about what you're watching at the moment. Where is my thrift store Hot Toys video? The only reason I brought you on this week, the only reason was to corner you to say, where is my thrift store, Batman maybe, or Vader? I'm trying to remember. You found it in a thrift store.
It's like 5 different Hot Toys. It's like a Batman. It's like 2 different Batman figures, a Spider-Man. Oh, it was the craziest. They're like 2 separate occasions at the same place, and just no idea how this keeps happening at this place.
For the backstory, everybody, oh my gosh. I'll link down below that previous episode to go into there. He goes through the whole thing, but when's that video dropping? I need that in my life.
Oh, I've got to, like, once the house has just really derailed everything with the channel, sadly. I've moved in this house. It's over 100 years old, so we had to more or less like gut it and just redo it, and had to do a lot of it myself just because it's just the convenience and wanting to get it done of it all. But I want to start doing something that's more like a thing where I'm like, hey, I've got all these old videos I was going to release, and I think they're good, and I still want to release them. Yeah. So some kind of I'll come in and be like, hey, this is back in time, kind of a thing. I'll have to intro them like that.
Yes, you should do that, and have a grain, like heavy grain across the video to show that it's vintage.
Yeah. Real old timey in the beginning. Like, oh, is that our partners?
Yes. Yes, and it's like the black and white, super brown overtone. Like, oh man, do that, please.
Yeah.
I need that. Or, oh my gosh. Or take out the Doctor Who cosplay and you can pretend that you're from PB's Playhouse doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, there you go. That rules.
But speaking of TV, like, what shows are you currently, if any, are you enjoying, maybe looking forward to, something you saw that you're like, holy crap, that changed, that was awesome, I didn't expect it? Anything on your end?
Oh man. Well, I'm always watching What We Do in the Shadows.
I hear good things.
That's really good. If you haven't seen that, it's that space. The movie's really good. I'd start there. It's from Taika Waititi, and then they did a TV show, like kind of like an American version. It's really funny about all these vampires living in New York City. It's like a fake documentary kind of a thing, and it's one of those things where I keep thinking like, I don't know how long this will sustain, but then it just keeps being really hilarious. I'll maybe take a drink really quick. I'm dry as now.
And you know, that's the thing. Like, I love him as a director, and Love and Thunder just like pissed me off, and I'm like, I know that's not you. I know Disney did something here, or you were just messing with it. Because I love everything else he does. But
yeah, that show is good. Then what else am I watching? I'm watching She-Hulk. I haven't watched the new one. I think
there's one that dropped today,
right? So I haven't watched that yet. I am digging She-Hulk so far. And then, I'll tell you my favorite show is HBO Max. I don't know if you're familiar with a comedian named Nathan Fielder. He did Nathan For You. He's famous for doing Dumb Starbucks. But he has a show on there called The Rehearsal. And it's a really weird comedy documentary kind of a thing. It's hard to explain, but I don't want to spoil too much. But he more or less is helping these people
with their small businesses
rehearse these weird things. And it's more or less he's helping people who probably need to go to therapy, who have been avoiding huge, elaborate things.
Oh, shoot. Lost him. We lost him. HBO Max knocked him out. I'll message him just to let him know. He can still use the same link. But, yeah. Taika Waititi. Oh, here he is. He's back. Let's see. Are you back?
You back?
You're back. All
Hey!
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was disconnected signal real quick. So
Yeah, I
just
think
watch
the
the
internet gave
rehearsal
out.
on HBO Max. That's
Yeah.
my favorite show, probably of the whole year. It's really weird and wild and
Is he
definitely unique.
Is that the guy that like? Because one of my coworkers was telling me about a show where like the guy like goes to small businesses and like helps them turn around, but like with these crazy like funny ideas that like shouldn't work. Is that the same person?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
Nathan For You one.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that show, those should all be somewhere for streaming, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That show's really funny too.
Yep. So you actually mentioned one She-Hulk. I watched today's episode. This was the first episode I actually kind of enjoyed, but
Oh, cool.
and don't look this up. I don't want anything spoiled for you. I kind of enjoyed it, but like the internet's like trashing it. I'm like, oh, that's like ironic that the one I like is like, because I think, it is, I've like turned my brain off for Disney Plus Marvel shows. I'm just like, oh, this is it's just a show. Like, it's not Winter Soldier. It's not Infinity War. I'm just watching a comic character I like on TV do things. And I was like, all right, I'm fine with it. But I was like, wow, surprisingly, this is the one people had issue with. So I can't wait to see what you think about it.
Yeah, I'll be anxious to see it. Yeah, 'cause I've liked it all so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really easy to please, though. I'll be honest. I like most stuff.
You're like my friend Lenny. You're everything you love. There's no bad reviews.
I at one point just had to stop reading any comment section for anything I remotely liked because it was like, oh,
yeah.
Apparently this is very bad.
Oh, actually, random question: are you an anime person?
Yeah, I'm not really. I feel like it's one of those things I could probably get into with the right
Anime
pathway.
Mhm.
And like I of course like those ones that everyone watched, like Dragon Ball Z and
Right.
Pokemon and stuff like that. But like
That's
other
exactly
than
where I
that,
was
not
gonna
a
go.
whole lot. And the movies, like I've seen some of like Vampire Hunter D and
Okay.
Ninja Scroll and
Yep.
some of the more
Classic.
famous ones.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ninja Scroll is so wild. Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was my first like. I remember because the point I was getting to was Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan. Sorry, Dragon Ball Superhero is in theaters now. This weekend, theater chains are doing $3 movies. If you get a chance and you can see that, do it. Like if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, if you like Dragon Ball Z as a kid, go see this movie. It's absolutely amazing. But you mentioned Ninja Scroll, and I remember Ninja Scroll was probably my first like anime viewing outside of like a Dragon Ball Z or a Sailor Moon. And I was like, holy shit, what is happening? I was like 8 years old. I'm like, what is happening on screen right now?
Are you allowed to do this in cartoons?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
You guys, we have to lock the door. If my mom comes in here, she'll
We're
never
done.
understand.
We are done. And it's one of the few animes I actually only watch dubbed versus subbed, which, if anybody doesn't know, dub means English is the English voices versus Japanese voices with English subtitles. Love that movie. Such a good movie.
Yeah, I need to revisit that. It's been a really long time, but yeah, especially when I was like in middle school and stuff, I was really big into just anime movies more than any of the shows. But
And
it's one of those things where I almost like having a blind spot to some part of fandom to where I'll walk around and I'll see all these like figures and stuff of this little girl with this like little like branch in her mouth, and I'm like, I have no idea what this is.
Yeah,
I love it. That stuff always makes me happy though, when you're like, there is so much fandom, like that rules.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I just oddly think I know what you're talking about. Now that I think about it, don't know what the name of the anime is, but I've seen cosplays of a girl with like a wood thing in her mouth.
Yeah, like pink dress. Yeah, I have a friend who does a lot of cosplay, and I think she's done it too.
Mm-hmm. And anime is just so, it's its own beast. Like, there you go, Demon Slayer, I didn't even know
Oh, okay, Demon Slayer.
Didn't even know he watched anime. But here goes General Kenobi with the save.
Thank you. That's been one I've wondered about for a very long time.
Yep, exactly. No, it's wild. And I mean, I remember, I think I had just started doing YouTube videos, and I don't know why I don't do this more. Like, I'll look up something, be like, oh, like that's trending, I should do a video on it, and then I don't do the video on it. But I remember I started cosplaying, and I thought my YouTube channel would be more about cosplay way back when I started. It was fitness first, then it was cosplay, then it just turned into a mishmash of what we have now. But I made a cosplay. I went to this Japan festival here in Boston, and I saw all these kids dressed up as Naruto, and I was like, and this was probably, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and I was like, Naruto's still a thing? Like, I had no idea. And I was like, holy shit, like Naruto is like still popping off. And I was with Naruto when it started, like back in 2000, I want to say it's 3, 2, somewhere in there. To this day, still every month, the most watched video on Nerd Affiliated is DIY how to make a Naruto headband, because I just thought of it from that expo, and sure enough, kids still love that. And I'm like, wow, like that's transcended generations. Just wild.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Toonami,
oh, that rules.
The gateway drug.
Yeah, that was, oh my gosh. That was where I watched all this Dragon Ball Z and good days.
Yeah. I went on an anime tangent, so I apologize to everybody in the audience.
No, I had fun listening. I had fun going on it because that's one of those things that like I only know that very little surface level about. So it's so fun to hear, and I love hearing people talk about anime and recommending stuff and finding out the mystery of the Demon Slayer. So that was nice.
It's true.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop. That's another one I recommended when my buddy Killer Whale on Twitch and stuff. He always recommends that to me. That's one I want to check out for sure.
Actually, good question. Not good question. Good point. I should ask that question. Have you ever thought of doing like a Twitch channel to do like gaming, or even like to stream doing photography stuff or anything like that?
Yeah, I've put some thought into it because, like I said, my buddy does it, so I like to pick his brain about it a lot. I'd love to have some kind of a show where I have a soundboard, because that just seems like it's right up my alley.
It's all you. Yep. I
could just see it. It's just, there's just 30 buttons with just the stupidest little writing on them, and I'm just like, all right, guys, let's do this.
The trick is to only have, I only have what, 8 buttons? I have 8 buttons, because then over time you just memorize where the buttons are.
That's smart. See, I would just be like lost in a sea of just all these things that I have like half labeled.
Yeah. But sorry, I cut you off. You were saying your friend.
But yeah, that's definitely something no, you're good. But yeah, my friend does gaming on there a lot. And so that's something I've definitely considered. And yeah, especially now that I'm getting more settled in and stuff, I'd like to do something like that. So I don't know what exactly it would be, but gaming would be really fun.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those people that definitely like behind on a lot of games, and it would be fun just to sit and stream and just shoot the crap with people and just hang out and stuff like that.
Well, I will shameless plug Hobbies with Jose, actually, who, it's funny, on YouTube, our good friend Jose, all about action figure repainting, more specifically at the moment, Transformers. That's what he's been most into these days. There's some other videos on there, like the DeLorean and stuff like that, but a lot of Transformers repainting and model building. But on Twitch, Jose's doing Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, he's doing a playthrough on that. I think he's almost done with it. And he started a separate channel, Hobbies of Jose Gaming. But I mean, essentially, it seems like you can kind of do, like, your YouTube channel has a name and it's known for one thing, but then your Twitch has the same name, but because you're only on Twitch, it's known for something different. So you could definitely still do the Toy Chest Quest, and maybe that's
smart.
Specifically something else.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'll take royalties.
Yeah, that'd be so much fun.
When you're all
I
affiliated
love
and
it.
stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
There he is. Oh wow, Aaron Waller just subbed to you. I didn't even know that he was not subscribed. Aaron, I am
thanks so much.
I am disappointed
Appreciate
in
it.
you, Aaron. I can't believe you didn't do that. Man, terrible. I think you know somebody.
Aaron, I'll try to have a video for you this weekend.
Well, before we wrap up, I will say, we're going to end this episode with an either. But before we get to that point, I will say that today's episode, I didn't say this at the top. I know the sponsor will kill me, but today's episode is sponsored by nerdaffiliated.com, as I forget which button is which. Make sure you head over there for links to all of our clips of our episodes of the podcast. And of course, there's merch to be found over there. But tell us, in case they forgot, in case they need a reminder, what happens at Toy Chest Quest on YouTube and Instagram?
Well, we do a lot of toy hunts, do reviews every now and then. I like to take a lot of photos, but I haven't posted any videos or photos in a while. But like I said earlier, I just moved into a new house, so hopefully that's going to change. We'll get on a more of a schedule here. But yeah, so definitely, I'd like to really get into doing more TikTok too. I've done a couple random ones the last month. And oh my gosh, of anything that you do on any of the platforms, I don't know about you, but man, TikTok, it's like, I open up a box filled with 3 wrestling figures, and boy, that just skyrockets. I'll have like 10 times the views that I have on a YouTube video. I put like
all the effort into
days of my life into. But yeah, I have a lot of fun on all the platforms.
Nice.
All these Jurassic Park figures I just recently picked up. I think I got a couple wrestlers too, actually. So that's a fun video. So, and hopefully before we speak again, I'll release this fabled thrift store Hot Toys video.
It's got to happen. That's all I'm saying. It's got to happen. And release it on YouTube. Take segments of it, put it on TikTok, highlight, won't believe what I found in a thrift store. I'm telling you, dude, because hot toy collectors are always looking for deals. And if they find out that you could potentially find hot toys at a thrift store, internet broken.
Even like, I mean, like I said in the other videos, some of them were kind of beat up a little bit, but oh my goodness, what a wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Just find regardless.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's found a hunk of gold. It's a little scratched up, but it's a hunk of gold. Practicing for the intros for these old timey videos again.
There you go. Call back. There you go. Sir, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. I need to have you on more often. That's for sure.
Anytime.
I'm gonna hit you as we end this episode of HeyArcher Live, episode 116. I'm gonna hit you with probably the hardest question you've been asked all day. If you're ready for it. Are you ready for it?
Oh yeah.
You sure? It's tough.
Yep.
Waffles or pancakes?
Oh.
I mean.
Oh my gosh, that is rough.
Yeah.
It almost depends on the day, but
yeah, and how
the
how
shape
hungry
of the waffle,
and how hungry are you?
Mickey waffle fan.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna have to go pancake on this.
I'm thinking pancakes. I'm in a very butter
Man, it's
mood,
a close
and
one.
you just stack butter, just pancake butter, pancake butter, pancake butter.
Yeah. And it tries to escape, and you just slap another cake on top of it, and there's no getting out.
No escaping the pancake. So are we agreeing here? We're going pancakes?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go pancake. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow! Look how close to that. Close, 51 to 49.
Oh!
It doesn't get any better than that. Ladies and gentlemen, we only ask the tough questions here at HeyArcher Live every Thursday at 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Follow Toy Chest Quest for the best content, the best photography, all of it in one place, Toy Chest Quest. And of course, here at Nerd Affiliated for all your vlogs and your blogs and your photography and reviews and all that fun stuff. Watch She-Hulk this week. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk to all you nerds in the next video as I try to find the button. I think I found the button. Peace.